If you don't mind me pushing you just a little
go
bit.
for it.
I'm curious as to what your opinion would be of actors like Danny Glover and Sean Penn, who so actively support dictators, if you will, like Hugo Chavez, which in turn supports, someone like Ahmadinejad.
That gets into very hairy territory, in part, and not because I couldn't care less about Sean Penn. I'm not worried about alienating people who are unaware of my existence. I just don't. I don't like to hold my. I don't want to hold myself forth as an expert on things that are really politically very intricate. That being said, yeah, I certainly do question sometimes who gets embraced and who does not.
Right.
And I think there's a way also, and to me, I think the most, because as pro-Israel as I am, I don't want anyone to think of me as anti-Palestinian or anti-anyone else. I mean, I try to take in the human element of it, and what I'd like to see is, people in that area able to live a life of peace and, concentrate on the important things. But yeah, I find it discouraging a lot of the time. Also because, I'm a Democrat, so, I do find it sometimes disappointing when, super left-leaning Democrat Hollywood goes one way when I wish there was a more, if not, more moderate way, or a way that is a little bit more inclusive.
Do you feel that President Obama is a supporter of Israel?
I think so. I think that could also get into a very, we could probably talk for hours. Yeah, I think in some ways he's putting pressure on them. My own personal feelings are that it's maybe a kind of pressure that could be helpful. So, yeah, I don't want to get too specific. Okay. I do think he's pro-Israel. I think sometimes even myself, I know, I get my back up a little bit when pressure is applied, about the settlements or, a moratorium. But the truth is, I kind of think that is a positive way. I think that there are areas where Israel does have to give, and that I like to think of Israel as I don't want to quote a hot dog commercial, but answering to a higher power. Okay. So I do think there are moral issues about their treatment of the Palestinians, the treatment of their own Arab citizens. So I don't automatically seize up when I see, say, the president putting that kind of pressure. I think maybe.
Would you agree that he's at least left his position ambivalent on the subject, where he hasn't fully supported and hasn't fully disengaged?
Well, it depends. Because that comes down to, I think, what each person's definition of fully supporting is. So, if I see him putting a certain kind of pressure on, I don't find that necessarily not supportive. I think it's maybe a more realistic way to try to get some movement in terms of negotiations or some sort of peace deal. So I would say no. I think he's fully supportive. Does that mean that we're going to be happy with every single move he makes or suggestion he makes? No, but I don't find myself questioning. Is this guy anti-Israel? Okay. Does he have a secret agenda? No, I don't think so.
Okay, let's lighten it up.
Okay,
just a little bit. You're obviously you play poker a lot. I would imagine.
Used to a lot more. Before I became a daddy and a father, I played a lot. Yeah. I play a little, but yeah.
You were executive producer for a show that ran on Bravo.
Celebrity Poker Showdown that ran on Bravo for.
What's your worst poker tell?
My worst poker tell? That's an interesting question. Boy, you'd have to ask the people I play with.
They haven't told you, man. I knew you had nothing. I knew you were bluffing.
I'm sure that's happened here and there. Nobody's ever said it's because you tug your left ear when you're bluffing. So the answer is I don't know. I probably should.
When you play in tournaments, do you wear sunglasses and a hat and a hoodie?
I do not. I have a friend, Phil Gordon, he's a pro, and he was the commentator on Celebrity Poker Showdown. And he wrote something about if you wear glasses indoors to a poker table, you're a jackass. So I have to admit, before that, I had occasionally worn sunglasses at the poker table. Now, not so much.
Right.
I dream of wearing just a complete motorcycle helmet. So there's literally complete sense deprivation, and I think it would make it harder.
What's your favorite poker game?
Favorite poker game? I'm definitely a Hold'em player. That's definitely what I've played the most. I like playing No Limit Hold'em.
Very good. Very good. Can we do some word association?
Oh, wow. Sure, bring it. Hebrew or English?
English.
Or Yiddish, or
English.
a little bit of
we'll
French.
We'll do
Okay,
English.
Good. That's my best language.
Okay. Islam.
Islam. Wow. Complicated. I think. Am I supposed to say more than one word?
That complicated is good.
I was going to say, in a sense, I sympathize. I think, they've got some PR issues too. And then when you get instant reactions to like one word, I think you'd probably get a lot of negative response to the word Islam, and I think there's probably a lot of positive aspect to it that gets lost in in the actions of certain people. So I think there's maybe a sympathy to be found there, Israel and Islam.
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber, young. I have no strong. He's so young that my kids don't think he's cool at 13 and 8. It's like, wow, even at their age.
Vegas.
Vegas, poker. To me, actually don't go to Vegas that much because I used to for the poker show, but because you can play poker legally in Los Angeles, Vegas doesn't hold a huge allure for me because I would just go there and play poker.
Rush Limbaugh.
OxyContin. My honest first reaction.
Okay. Martin Sheen.
Prince. He's a prince among men. I was just talking earlier about Martin. It's very helpful. A lot of TV shows are not, or sets, are not necessarily relaxed, happy places. But when the top dog, when Martin Sheen, the clear star of the show, is as nice as he is and was, then nobody else. You can't act like a jackass if the star isn't that nice.
Right.
And just treated everybody with great respect and kindness, and he's funny. And once a year he would. I'm going to wrap the two together, Sheen in Vegas. Once a year he would pay to have buses take everyone, and I mean like extras, everyone to Vegas. He'd put everyone up. They'd gamble on the bus on the way out. He'd like give away money, people playing bingo or something, and then and they'd have like a free weekend on Martin. Like, that's a good guy.
Very nice. Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen, out of respect for the father, I'd have to say, I had nothing bad to say about him. Well,
Okay.
I read about him often.
That's it for this edition. We want to thank all of our guests for appearing on the show. For all the latest news about our program, or if you have an idea for a story, please visit our website at tolifel'chaim.com. I hope you'll join us next time on To Life L'Chaim.